I think my sister just ruined our dad's engagement to an amazing woman, and I hate her so much. I am really angry right now at my stupid, entitled brat of a sister. I want to use a different B word, but I do not think I can post with it, so just know it is the one I mean. I wish I could type out just how much I hate her right now, so maybe this will help. There is so much I want to yell at her, or just get off my chest, but we are at our grandparents' place and I cannot lash out at her like she deserves, and she knows it too. I do not know how much of this is relevant, but here goes, hoping I am less angry when I am done. Background: my family is me and my twin, Sebastian, 16M, and he is writing this with me, our sister Lisa, 17F, our dad Sean, 41M, and our former future stepmom Amy, 36F, fake names, obviously. Our mom died 9 years ago. Dad did not date for 5 years, then briefly dated a disaster called Riley, then took another break from dating. He met Amy around 3 years ago, introduced us 2 years ago, we all moved together to a bigger house a year ago, and they got engaged 6 months ago. Before Riley was even in the picture, we were not thrilled that Dad had started dating again, but we went to therapy as a family to work through it. We made peace with it for the most part, but then Riley came, and she was just the worst. She was rude, jealous of our mom's memory, a gold digger, did not like us, and was all around horrible. The three of us kind of made an agreement that we would not allow anyone to erase our mom, we would never allow anyone to adopt us, and we would be polite but keep our distance from whoever Dad dated. It felt like we were honoring Mom that way without stopping Dad from moving on. We also started calling the three of us plus Dad the core four. Getting to know Amy, though, and then moving in together, we have done a complete 180 on that, Seb and I more than Lisa. Amy is just good people. She is incredibly smart and nerdy, she has like 3 degrees, 1 in psychology, which explains a lot, and we all play D&D together. She is successful, artistic, athletic, and deadpan hilarious. She has this energy where, when we are around family and everyone is loud and crazy, she talks and people just shut up and listen. I do not know how best to describe it. She is wise, kind, and patient, but also an absolute Sigma badass. She is cool to hang out with, and she loves our dad. She also sets him straight a lot, and we kind of default to her as our neutral third party when there is a disagreement. She is very good at navigating that. She is just really cool. She is also genuinely interested in our lives and hobbies. She has at least one thing with each of us. Seb and she do artsy stuff and both play tennis. She plays video games with me. She and Lisa read a lot and go book shopping every few months. The house is filled with books. She is teaching Lisa how to drive. They are both K-pop fans, etc. I honestly think they clicked more quickly and naturally and vibe the best, whenever Lisa allows it. Amy also never stops us from talking about our mom, she respectfully encourages it. There are a few pictures of Mom around the house still, and she is totally okay with that. She is not threatened by Mom's presence at all. She once helped Seb make a painting of a photo of the 5 of us, Dad, Mom, Lisa, Seb, and me, for our maternal granddad's birthday. Even Mom's family likes her. My aunt, Mom's sister, and Amy have become good friends. She asks them and Dad about Mom when we mention something we all used to do. We also found out a few months ago that Amy lost her dad when she was 12. I think that settled a lot of things for Lisa, who I know sometimes uses our mom to try to spite Amy, though, again, Amy either kills her with kindness or just moves on. Dad loves Amy, and she makes him happy. She is his balance in a way. They go so well together. Our dad is awesome, patient, smart, strict but kind, goofy sometimes. He has his own hang-ups, but he is slow to anger and always open to discussing anything with us. He does not yell at us much, but he is supportive and overall has been a great dad. Amy and Dad made it very clear that she has absolutely no intention of replacing Mom, that she is a person of authority in the household without being a parent, and that she is open to whatever relationship we want to have with her. It is a two-way street. She has never demanded or pushed for anything other than basic human-to-human respect and kindness. Why Lisa sucks: while we are really doing well and getting along great, Lisa sometimes gets whiplash and randomly regresses to Riley time, especially after she and Amy spend time together having fun. It is like she is trying to rile Amy up to justify why she thinks Dad dating is a bad idea. She snaps at random things just to bump heads, only it is not working very well because Amy is just not bumping. She does not engage Lisa when she is like this. She might set a boundary, like saying, "I will not engage with you when you act like this," and after that she is completely uninterested in Lisa's outbursts and lets Dad handle it. It does not feel like spite, though. The best way I can describe it is that Amy is living her life, legitimately happy, and willingly making offers and openings to all of us, Lisa included, without making a big deal out of it. When Lisa does not participate or says something snarky or downright rude, Amy just shrugs and goes on with her life. If we ask her whether she is upset or angry at Lisa for lashing out, she says she understands how Lisa must be feeling, that everyone is allowed a tantrum every once in a while, and that she knows Lisa is a good girl who will come around on her own. And sure enough, When Lisa calms down and apologizes, with or without Dad's mediation, Amy does not make a big deal out of it, and they pick up where they left off. For example, we were having dinner and Lisa was arguing with Amy and Dad. She said she did not want what Amy cooked because it smelled disgusting and started insulting Amy's country, where the dish was from, even though she usually loves it. Amy just said, "Suit yourself," like she could not care less, served the rest of us, sat down, and started eating and talking to Seb and me. Dad took Lisa aside to talk. After they came back, he asked Amy if it would be okay for Lisa to still sit and eat with us. Amy said, "Sure," and continued chatting. Lisa apologized for her comments, without Dad prompting her, and Amy just smiled, said, "Thank you," and kept talking to Seb like nothing happened. When the conversation naturally drifted to something related to Lisa, Amy spoke to her normally. The issue is that the very few times Amy does respond in kind, when she is tired or has had enough, nothing we say gets through to her. It is like she stops caring. She suddenly gets quiet and throws something back at you, and you never expect it because overwhelmingly she is the calm and mature one when there is an issue. Seb calls this Saba sneak attack by Amy. If I had to pick one flaw of Amy, that would be it. She is just brutal sometimes when she has had enough or when something bad happens at work, and it comes out of left field. She destroys you and does not even blink. It is immensely enjoyable to witness when she goes Saba on our behalf, but not so much when we trigger it. To clarify, Amy is ridiculously patient 99% of the time and incredibly effective at managing conflict. She can also recognize when she is close to that line, so she either steps away or warns us. We usually understand and back off, and then she follows up on her own and always thanks us for waiting to talk. If she goes too low during a Saba moment, she always apologizes and makes amends. We are quite good at communicating as a family for the most part, thanks mostly to her, but once in a while, when we push and Amy goes there, it is not good. Sometimes it is just snark. Once I told her screw you mid-fight, and Amy just shrugged and said, "Your father does that enough. I'll let him know he has your blessing." Seb was yelling about a missed practice, his fault. She yawned mid-sentence and got up. He said, "What the hell, where are you going?" And she said, "I'm not interested in a baby throwing a tantrum." It is worse with Lisa because Lisa goes personal when she is angry. But when the Saba line is crossed, Amy just does not care. Lisa once asked, "How does it feel to know you wouldn't be here if our mom was still alive?" Amy thought about it and said, "I would probably be living my best life in the Bahamas with a rich European prince and no brats to bust my balls, so much better." Another time, Amy was having a pregnancy scare, and Lisa said something like, "You will never have children of your own," and Amy replied, "I hope not. I like my pussy tight, and so does your dad." It always shocks us when she goes Saba because she is usually kind, considerate, and patient. The core four have discussed all of this in therapy, and Lisa acknowledges that she is just scared and angry at the idea of Amy replacing mom, even though we all point out how uninterested Amy is in that role. I personally do not feel like she would ever replace mom, and we sometimes joke about calling each other mother and son. When Lisa acts out, there are always consequences from Dad, things are discussed in therapy, and then things are calm again for a while. The therapist suggested adding Amy to our sessions occasionally, but Lisa is not open to that yet. Dad is also bringing up more often whether Lisa should get individual therapy, but she does not want to. Honestly, Lisa and Amy get along really well when Lisa is not behaving like this. What happened yesterday? Yesterday, the three of us, Seb, Lisa, and I, spent time with our grandparents and cousins, helped them with the snow, then grabbed dinner and came home late. Dad and Amy were talking about wedding stuff in the kitchen, and we overheard Dad loosely discussing adoption, like whether Amy would ever be open to it if we wanted that someday as adults. Lisa immediately lost it. She burst in and started screaming at him about mom, saying she hated him and that he was only thinking with his dick. Then she turned on Amy, started insulting her, wished her dead, and said, "I will never want a CNT like you to be my mom." Amy very calmly said, "What makes you think I would ever choose you to be my daughter?" That one hurt Lisa. We could see the physical recoil. Dad took her upstairs to her room, and they talked for a long time. There were raised voices, then Lisa was crying, but we could not make out what was being said. Amy stayed downstairs, talking to us, clarifying that the adoption conversation was entirely hypothetical. We asked her more questions, and she responded slowly and quietly. She did not answer when we asked about wedding prep or how she was feeling. She was shaking and trying to keep it together. I have never seen her like that. We were quiet for a bit, then Seb told her what she said was a very low blow. She smiled sadly and said, "Maybe so." When Dad came downstairs, Amy stood up very slowly, put on her coat, gathered some things, and was out the door in about 2 minutes. Dad was almost crying, trying to get her to stay and talk. It was late, it was snowing, and she kept whispering, "Not tonight. I have to leave. Be there for your sons. I'm sorry," over and over. Then she started crying, got into her car, and left. We sat down with Dad. He was a mess. He told us that Lisa will be getting individual therapy in addition to family therapy, and that it was non-negotiable. He asked whether we felt we needed individual therapy as well. Seb said no. I said I was not sure right now. We talked a bit about what happened. He asked how we were feeling, but then he started tearing up. We hugged him, and he cried so hard. I have not seen my dad cry like that since Mom died. He kept telling us it was okay and that he did not want us to worry, but he was just crying. I kept saying I was sorry. Seb kept telling him it would be okay, that Amy would come back and we would work it out. Dad kept saying, no, she won't. Not this time. Then he started apologizing and asking if we knew he loved us. He asked whether he had neglected us, whether we felt unloved after Amy moved in, and whether he had been a good dad. I wanted to punch Lisa so badly in that moment for making him doubt that even for a second. As if moving on from Mom after almost a decade and finding someone who makes him happy and is genuinely a good person is some kind of sin. Amy was not in the house today. Dad's eyes are red, and he looks like he has aged 10 years. He said good morning. I asked whether Amy came home last night. He said no, but told us not to worry and that she is safe. He spoke very quietly and made us breakfast. When Lisa came downstairs, he just looked at her and turned away without saying anything. She started crying and saying she was sorry and went to hug him. He stepped back and said, I don't want to hug you right now. His voice was shattered. She completely lost it, crying and apologizing, saying she really likes Amy, wants them to get married, and wants him to be happy. She said she loved him and kept asking whether he still loved her. Dad said, I will always love you as my daughter, but I don't love you as Lisa right now. I think that is the harshest thing he has ever said to any of us. I did not think he had it in him. I am glad he said it. I am glad Lisa kept crying. She deserves it. We are back at our grandparents' place. Dad said he is trying to get Amy to come to the house so they can talk in person. We have not told our grandparents all the details, and they do not know all the vile things Lisa has said to Amy, because I know they would be so disappointed in her. I hate her right now. She is pretending to read in the corner, but she flips a page about every 10 minutes. God, I want to yell at her so badly, like absolutely tear into her. I am practically vibrating. If she ruins this for Dad, for all of us, I swear. I hate her so much right now. That's it. I don't feel better. Screw her.